Testing. All right, shalom, shalom. All
Shalom.
right, we're the Hebrew Israelites of GMS Louisiana of the Lafayette camp. All right, coming back once again for another week of another live camp speaking. Okay, preaching the word of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, but as always, before we get started, we already facing the east. So we want to give our praise and glory to
Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushua Ba'Shem, Harakakadashi.
Double honors to our apostles, our bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, as well as teach well, and also peace and salutation to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. All right,
Shalom, mighty shalom.
Shalom. So through the grace and mercy of Yahweh Shema Shai, with the brothers of GMS Lafayette, Louisiana, are coming to preach the word of Yahweh Shema Shai on another weekend. All right, declaring the words of prophecy, making our bodies a living sacrifice, and feeding the sheep. Okay, and speaking the downfall of this society into existence through the Holy Spirit. Okay, because when you look throughout the world, all right, throughout current events and the news and whatnot, all right, this society is through, is languishing. And all right, and not just here in the United States of America, Babylon the Great, but all over the earth. Okay, there's wars all over the earth. Economic woes all throughout the earth. Okay, people are mourning. All right, people are mourning. As a matter of fact, real quick, can you get Proverbs? Okay, go ahead.
All right. It's the book of First Thessalonians, chapter 5, verse 1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night.
Right. So the day of the Lord, the day of Yahushua and the holy angels coming back and cracking the clouds is going to take these people of the world like a thief in the night. Because the average person around the society is not, crying out or expecting the Lord to come back and do away with all this wickedness on the earth and set up a righteous kingdom. Okay, the average person is only concerned with, eating, drinking, marrying, being given into marriage. Okay, making their money and doing this and the third, just worldly stuff. Okay, and ultimately that mindset is going to lead to millions and millions of people taking that charagma in order to continue doing those things. And so, ultimately, when World War III pops off, which is very, very close, and the missiles get shot off on this place, that's when Yahushua and the holy angels are going to come back to deliver his elect. Okay? And when those things happen, it's going to take these people off guard, like a thief in the night. You see?
Real quick, Revelation 11 and 14, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
The second woe is past. What is the second woe? World War II. Okay, because you had the first woe, which is World War I, the second woe, which is World War II, and as I just said, the third woe coming quickly, which is what? World War III. All right, where you're gonna have these different countries around the world: Russia, China, okay, Iran, North Korea, India, Pakistan. All right, that are all gonna form an allegiance together to basically come up against America, right, and against the current state of Israel. You see, and even as a reason of Revelation the 17th chapter, even the countries that are allied with America, all right, NATO, the EU, are also going to come up against America. Okay, America's going to end up doing something stupid to where it's going to cause their allies to even come up against this place and destroy it by way of fire and nuclear missiles. You see?
Real quick, Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise.
Right. Back in ancient time, when men, in these armies and whatnot of these different nations will fight into wars, it will be fought, with confused noise and hand-to-hand combat, swords, shields, bucklers, bow and arrows, spears, okay, making confused noises and grunt noises and a ooh and ah and this, that, and third. Well, now, as it's going to continue reading, now this upcoming war is going to be fought with what?
But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
So this next upcoming war, which is World War III, the war to end all wars, this time is going to be fought with fire. Okay? And what type of fire? Thermonuclear fire. Okay, the type of fire that can completely decimate a whole entire country off the face of the earth. All right? And that's what these different nations such as Russia, China, India, Pakistan, Iran, and various other countries that have nuclear capabilities are going to do to the United States of America. Okay, make this place completely desolate off of the face of the earth and make it inhabitable. You see?
Real quick, Jeremiah 50:9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain.
Hey, so the Lord, as I just said, the Lord's going to cause an assembly of great nations from the north to ultimately come up against Babylon, which is Babylon the Great. Okay, Babylon America that you read of in this chapter, Jeremiah 50. Okay, the Babylon spoken of in this chapter and chapter 51 is talking about America, not the ancient Babylonian kingdom. So the Lord is raising up an assembly of nations from the north, all right, to shoot their arrows or their missiles, right, against Babylon the Great, America. And what are those countries, all right, from the north that the Lord is raising up? Russia, China, North Korea.
Gog and Magog.
Yep, Gog and Magog. Okay. The Lord, and not to mention, okay, Russia is also ruled by Edomites, just as America is ruled by Edomites. So ultimately, the Lord is using, okay, Edomites to take down other Edomites.
Yes. That's right, man. The Lord said he's going to destroy the wise men out of Teman. All right, is there a bastard that dwelleth in Ashdod? So you got illegitimate nations of people inhabiting the chosen land of the Lord's people. Because according to scriptures, it says that when we're in that land, we shall learn war no more. Why is there so much uproars? Why is there so much violence? Why is there so much injustice going on in that land? Because prophecy has to be fulfilled. This is Jeremiah 50:9. For I am raising up an army of great nations from the north. They will join forces. They will join forces to attack Babylon, and she will be captured. The enemy's arrows will go straight to the mark. They will not miss.
Hey, so the Russians, Chinese, Japanese, and Koreans, okay, they're going to capture this place, and shoot their arrows at this place, which the arrows are symbolic of nuclear missiles. Not talking about actual bow and arrows or actual spears.
Yes.
Okay, it's talking about missiles.
It's talking about missiles. That's right.
Right?
So this is 2nd Ezra 16:13. It says, I'm going to start at 9. A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? I'm going to start at 7. Salakia. 2nd Ezra 16:7. May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence?
Right. So those missiles described in this chapter as arrows are going to beat these people into powder, meaning what? It's going to dry them up. It's going to, basically burn all of the moisture out of their body.
Yes, desolate.
Yep.
Hey, and the scriptures tell you, I'm going to get it real quick. All right, just backing you up, brother. This is Zechariah 14:12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem.
Yeah, that have fought against the true Israelites, not have fought against those small ants that's in the land right now. No, the Lord's getting ready to smite. The Lord Yahweh is getting ready to smite all these different nations that have fought against his people. Okay, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. which are the true Israelites, the true Jerusalem. See, go ahead.
Yep, hey, and that's the example of Yahushua, man. It tells you in the 2nd and 13th chapter, he shall not lift up sword nor instrument of war, man. So he's going to come back with the strength of the right-hand side of the Father, man. Zechariah 14:12, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
And so when you read that, you got to think to yourself, like what type of weaponry or technology can make somebody's tongue and their eyes consume in their mouth or their eye sockets? What type of weaponry can do that? Okay, only a weapon of mass destruction, right? Which is a missile. Okay, nuclear warheads, nuclear fire. You know, nuclear warheads, nuclear fire. Okay, hypersonic nuclear missiles. That's the only type of weaponry that can do something like that to somebody. Consume their tongues and consume their eyes within the eye sockets. Okay, and basically reduce them to powder. You know, dry them all up.
Hey, that's like it onto that flood, man. Because guess what? When that flood hit those inhabitants in the time of Noah, guess what? It consumed them. But it was with water, all right? But this time it shall be with burning fire. So we see people, we see the naysayers, man. It doesn't matter if you don't believe in this thing, man. These are the words of the Lord coming out. These are not our own vain opinions. This is the word of the Lord telling you that this place is going to be destroyed. The word is telling you that these nations are going to come up against America. The word is telling you that Yahushua is not going to have to lift up any sword or instrument of war, man, on our behalf, man. So you're persecuting us and going to persecute us and look at us a certain way and shake your head and scoff because of the words we speak. Ultimately, because you're against the word. You're against order, man. All right? Go ahead, bro.
This is 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 20. Knowing this verse, that no prophecy of the scripture is of any private interpretation. Verse 21, for the prophecy came not in old time by the will of man.
Not in old time by the will of man, they were inspired. What were they inspired by? The scriptures tell you that wisdom coming from heaven. The scriptures tell you in Maccabees that strength coming from the heavens, man. All right? So the understanding of the word, all right, comes from the heavens and is inspired. The Spirit inspires us to go out and teach, to be willing and apt to teach, man. To go out and preach the tidings, the gospel, the good news. All right? Lamentations, mourners, and woes. This book is sweet and also bitter. We've come to terms. We've come to terms with that, and the word inspires us to go out on the highways and byways, present our bodies a living sacrifice, and be transformed by the renewing of our mind. You got it, brother.
2 Peter 1, verse 21, for the prophecy came not in old time by the will of man, but holy men of Yahweh spake, as they were moved by the Holy Ghost.
Right, holy men, holy going into white, pure, set apart, man. All right? Sanctified, anointed, okay? We were anointed to do this thing, man. The scriptures tell you before, let me get it real quick, guys, just to back you up. This is Jeremiah 1:5. Before I formed thee in the belly, so you got to stop right there and just ask the person, okay, before you were formed in your belly, what state were you in? And they'll say, oh, a twinkle in my father's eye, all right? But just imagine the Most High knowing you before you were even a thought in your mother or father's mind, man. Why? Because he ordained you from the beginning to come back and do his will. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. You got it, brother.
Yeah, so just like the Lord ordained Jeremiah to be a prophet, before Jeremiah was even in his mother's womb, okay, well, the Lord ordained, me and this brother, as well as the rest of the brothers, starting with the apostles on down, that preach the true message. The Lord ordained all of us to do what you see us doing right now, before we were in our mother's womb.
So you can't just expect us to see somebody shake their head and say, oh no, those nuclear missiles ain't arrows. If us just blow our top and do that, oh well, this must not be the truth. if we were sanctified before our mother's womb to come and do this, you better believe that we're going to do it all the way through. Like Apostle Paul said, I finished the course, therefore what? A crown of life is laid up for me, man. Roughly paraphrasing, man. That's what we're looking forward to. And the scriptures say that these words allow us to save ourselves and those that hear it, man. This is our duty. Romans 8:30, 29, so like you got it. We'll start at 28. And we know all things work together for good to them that love the Most High, to them who are the called according to his purpose. For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his son. So way back in the beginning, the Lord said, all right, he made the creatures in the 5th day and the 6th day. He said, let's liken them, all right, unto the image of the Heavenly Father, man, and his son. And we're likened unto that image today. That's why we carry ourselves in a different way that the world does not. Why? Because long ago, the Lord said, okay, well, on this day in 2023, you're going to be in this place in Lafayette, Louisiana, prophesying unto the nations, man. Even if the prophesying unto the winds, man, because we know the Lord controls the spirits. The Lord will make somebody just pop up and we'll be like, man, where did they come from? Just start asking questions. The Lord giveth the increase. Romans 8:29 again, for whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. Moreover, whom he did predestinate, them he also called, and whom he called, them he also justified, and whom he justified, them he also glorified.
And so the Lord, before the foundation of the heaven and the earth, before the Lord wrote the script that we know as life and reality, whatnot, the Lord had already ordained in his glorious mind, okay, who he wanted to form after the image or the likeness of his begotten son. He already ordained who he wanted to be justified in these latter days, who he wanted to condemn, who he wanted to condemn as well in these latter days. So the Lord Yahweh Shai had already had the game, so to speak, rigged before the game was even invented.
Yes.
Right.
Verse 31, what shall we then say to these things? If the Most High be for us, who can be against us?
Hey, if Yahweh Shai be for me and this brother, as well as the rest of the Akim out there, starting with the apostles and the elders on down, that preach the true message. Hey, if the Lord is with us, and if this thing of ours is truth, is of Yahweh Shai, which we wholeheartedly believe, then what in this world can come up against us? Like Yahweh Shai told the apostle Peter, the gates of hell shall not prevail.
Yes.
So all this, these strongholds that come up against this truth, or this ministry, whether they be in the world or even amongst Israel in these different camps, hey, none of these other doctrines and strongholds and beliefs can topple this truth. Okay, we were set up, starting with our apostles on down, to take down all these strongholds and these different beliefs and philosophies of the society, you see, and these different idols that these beliefs are rooted in.
Real quick, Psalms 1-6. For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish.
The Lord knows our ways. He knows our steps. He knows what can make us fall, and he knows what can rise us up. All right? But as I said, but the ungodly shall perish, because, hey, the Lord is not dealing with the ungodly. He's not dealing with the ungodly or the 2/3 of our people. And he's damn sure not dealing with these rest of these heathen nations, which are ungodly by nature. The Lord is only dealing with a specific group of people, a little sanctuary, which is the 1/3 of his people, all right, also known as the elect, also known as the remnant. Everything else is pushed to the side. It's likened unto spittle and a drop in a bucket to the Lord.
Romans 11:1 in the NLT. I asked then, has the Lord rejected his own people, the nation of Israel? ? Of course not. I myself am an Israelite, a descendant of Abraham, and a member of the tribe of Benjamin. Apostle Paul speaking. No, the Most High has not rejected his own people, whom he chose from the very beginning. Do you realize what the scripture says about this? Elijah the prophet complained to the Most High about the people of Israel and said, Lord, they have killed your prophets and torn down your altars. I am the only one left, and now they are trying to kill me too. And do you remember the Most High's reply? He said, no, I have 7,000 others who have never bowed down to Baal. And that's Apostle Paul quoting the Old Testament, man. Saying that the Lord said he reserved for this time, man. Just like he reserved in that past time. That's 7,000 that have not bowed to the image. Why? Because why would we bow to Baal, brother? We made the image of the Lord. That's just a slap in the face to the Lord. Like, why would you just bow to this? This has no breath, no life, no insurance, no surety.
Yeah, because why would we wait till now at this point of the truth to basically give up and bow the knee to Esau's image? You know, the image of this beast system. You know, just completely sell the truth out. Okay, just have it in our mind. Well, you know what? I'm gonna just take the the charagma and just the hell with this truth. You know, why would we take up this mindset this late in the game as we're just this close to receiving the victory that's promised to us in the scriptures? You know, so hey, this is not the time to be weak in the faith of the Lord. And this is our time to to be stronger than ever in the faith. Okay, because we're just that much closer to receiving the victory, and at the same time, we're just that much close to seeing Esau, Edom, and the rest of our enemies be taken down. Okay, utterly. You know. Yeah,
I got one. 1 Samuel 12 and 22, for the Lord will not forsake his people for his great name's sake, because it has pleased the Lord to make you his people.
Yeah, hey, matter of fact, because it's just right, the Lord will not forsake his people for his great name's sake, because as the prophet Ezra said in 2nd Ezra 3, okay, when you look throughout the different nations of the earth, the only nation that bears the name of the Lord is the nation of Israel, as Ezra said in 2nd Ezra 3. So the Lord is not going to do away with his people, okay, because by doing away with his people, it'll basically be likened to him doing away with his name. You know?
Yep. Hey, I got one in Jeremiah to back you up. And this is a favorite of mine. Just going into the magnitude of importance that the nation of Israel is to the Most High. Jeremiah 31 and 35. Thus said the Lord, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and of the stars for a light by night, which divided the sea when the waves thereof roar. The Lord of hosts is his name. So Jeremiah was saying, hey, the Lord's name didn't change, even back then. So why would we be calling on Jesus Christ today? All right. Jeremiah 31 and 35. Thus said the Lord, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and of the stars for a light by night. And he goes into that in Genesis, the 1st chapter. It goes into that in Genesis, the 1st chapter. It says the lesser light and the greater light, the sun and the moon. All right. Jeremiah 31 and 6. If those ordinances depart from me, so if you stop seeing the sun, the moon, the stars, if those ordinances depart before me, said the Lord, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever.
Right. And Esau, Edom, and these other heathen nations, they're trying to disrupt the ordinances of the sun and the moon. You got, I believe, China. They're trying to create a new moon. Okay, you got these heathen, Esau, Edom, by the likes of this guy, the gates of hell. That guy, I remember seeing articles where he's talking about blocking out the sun. So these heathen, they're literally trying to disrupt the ordinances of the sun and the moon. Because ultimately, why? Because they're trying to discontinue us as Israelites from being the true chosen people of the Heavenly Father, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So these devil Edomites and these Russian, these heathen nations, they're literally trying to do the impossible, trying to destroy the most creation, starting with this top creation, which is his people, Israel.
hold on, a little bit more. It says, thus said the Lord, if heaven above, Jeremiah 31 and 37. Thus said the Lord, if heaven above can be measured, and the foundations of the earth searched out beneath, I will also cast off all the seed of Israel for all that they have done, said the Lord.
And Esau hasn't done any of those things. All right, he hasn't measured out how vast the heavens are, outer space and whatnot. Nor has he been down to the foundation of the earth, the very bottom of the sea. Okay, because Esau doesn't have the technology to go all the way up, up there in the heavens like he claims to be, going out to these different galaxies and the Milky Way and all that. Esau ain't been to none of that shit. Nor has he been to the bottom of the sea. Okay, because first and foremost, if Esau were to somehow come up with technologies to get to the bottom of the sea, well, guess what? All you got to do is run your ass into Leviathan and get your ass ate up.
Yes, though he dig into the yes, brother. I said, Amos, you can get that. I'm right. This is just get that one for the it's just a Google fact. A mere 5% of the global ocean has been explored, and less than 10% mapped using modern sonar technology.
Less than 10% mapped?
Yeah, mapped. Oh, quote unquote, right? Okay. It says a mere 5% of the ocean has been explored, right? Yeah. And less than 10% mapped.
Yeah, and that might be stretching.
Yeah,
he's
0.5%, man.
Yeah,
that's too much for you, man.
Yeah, hey, the Lord said that Esau would have the fatness of the earth, but it would only just be to a certain extent. Because like the brother read earlier, Esau hasn't been down to the very depths of the sea or the foundation of the earth, nor has he been up to the height of the heavens and outer space. Okay, Esau's only received just a piece of a fraction of what we're going to receive when we get into our blessing. Because just like Esau was blessed with the fatness of the earth, and all that, but guess what? Jacob was also blessed with the fatness of the earth. But this time, we're going to be able to discover all of the Lord's creation, okay, with the new bodies. And through the new bodies, we're even going to learn how we ourselves were created. How the body was formed, the different elements. Okay, we're going to be able to explore the depths of the sea and the height of the heavens. All of that, different planets. Things that Esau could never imagine to discover.
Because all you would do anyways, Esau, is just defile it. The scriptures say you enlarging yourself as hell, man. And you ain't even satisfied with that. So you don't want to go to battle with that type of person. You don't want to go to war with that type of person unless you're backed by a higher power. The scriptures tell you, keep you far away from me, the man that had the power to kill, lest he take thine life away, man. Know that thou go into the battlements of the city. We're in the battlements of the city, and these different chief places of concourse, risking our lives to put this word out, this truth out. So a higher power has to have sanction this here. You got it.
This is Amos 9 and 2. Though they dig into hell, hence shall my hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, hence will I bring them down.
Right. So the Lord said, although these devils are going to try to climb up to heavens through their space stations and their space bunkers to escape the judgment that's coming towards them, or if they dig into hell, as it just read, which hell is just symbolic of the ground, okay, going into the earth, these underground bunkers and these
what is it called? Domes? Deep underground military bunkers?
Yeah.
You got it.
Right. So the Lord said, even though these rich Edomites are going to try to do all these things, go up into space, or go into the ground to escape the nuclear destruction, as he just said, the hand of the Lord is going to basically get them up out of there. And what is the hand of the Lord? Yahweh Shai, as well as even the members of the 144,000.
Yes, that's it. Yep. Because we're literally pulling Esau out of it and lifting up that skirt by the word, man. When somebody, like we had an interaction before the camera started rolling, when somebody comes up, either it's going to be them receiving this or rejecting this. There's no in between it, man. So who's going into it, how basically you have people on the earth right now that are walking in vain, but also people on the earth that are walking in the purpose, man. Like statues of Yahweh Shai, like the brother went into, the Lord's hopeful elect. We're pulling down this system, man. every day that goes by, more and more prophecy is being fulfilled. And it's going to be declared that we are those prophets, we are those seers, man. You got it, man.
Yes, more.
I have one more precept backing up what the brother was saying is, Esau basically trying to search out the depths of the ocean, all right, trying to understand the depths of the universe, all right, and different things like that, right? This is Job 14:5. He's saying, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. So Esau basically has these submarines that can go to the very depths of the ocean, man. All right, and just not too long ago, you had that situation where one of them actually exploded underneath water and whatnot, and that just proves that the Most High has set the bounds that he cannot pass, man. All right, understanding how deep the ocean goes. All right, understanding the vastness of the universe. Okay, trying to block out the sun. All right, get rid of the moon, so forth and so on, man. All right. So the Lord has set these bounds that he can't pass, so that the promise will continue. All right. For Israel. All right.
This is Genesis 27:39. And Esau said unto his father, 38, Salakia. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above.
That's right. It said, your blessing shall be the fatness of the earth, the riches and everything. All right. And the dew of earth being, just the outer atmosphere of the earth, man. All right. Everything that you see in the atmosphere, man. You can't pass what they call that.
You have the stratosphere, which is like the first layer of like the air. Then beyond that, you have the troposphere, which is like above the stratosphere. They like you go to and then I think the outermost layer of the Earth's atmosphere is called the exosphere, which Esau ain't been up that far.
Yeah, exosphere, magnetosphere.
Yeah, the different levels of the Earth's atmosphere. I think
got a word
between the stratosphere and the troposphere. That's where the ozone layer is.
Exactly. Yeah. And they say it's nothing but radiation out there. It's like a force field that the Most High purposely put up to where Esau can't get outside of that outside of this realm. He's already been polluted, the levels that he can penetrate with satellites and different things like that. All right, his space stations, his space army. All right. So man, just imagine if he had access to all the rest of the universe, man. It'll be polluted just as it is down here on Earth, man. The water's polluted. Okay, you got a place in the ocean that's called what is it called? It's called
dead zone.
The ocean is just full of plastic, huh? It's straight plastic, paper, all kinds of different things.
That's
man.
multiple.
Yeah, that's multiple places on Earth, but there's one Pacific where it's just a mass amount of it. It's a mass amount of it. Yeah, and they try to go there and try to clean it up, man. But the damage is already done, man. You got microplastics that get into the animals, swallowing these different birds are swallowing these things. All right, it's getting into the reefs. All right, it's getting into a lot of things, man. All right, so the animals are even suffering, man. All right, because this is due to pollution. All right.
I saw on Instagram yesterday where it was like a bunch of fruits, like a bunch of different types of fruits had got recalled. From some supermarket somewhere. Like
cantaloupe.
It was cantaloupe?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, you had like certain fruits, like cantaloupe, that was being recalled because of salmonella. They said like 50 people had got infected that guy, you know, how the hell
Ridiculous,
you
bro.
pollute the fruits? Like, come on. Like everything in the earth that has a seed inside of it, whether it be people, animals, fruits, vegetables, plants, everything on the earth that has a seed inside of it, Esau is just utterly polluting it. Okay? Trying to recreate creation basically. But all he's doing is just destroying creation.
It's the word bound in Job 14.
Strong's H 2706. Hulk.
Hulk, it says bound, limit, something prescribed, something due, prescribed task, prescribed portion. If you prescribe something to somebody, that prescription eventually runs out. That's why it's called a prescription. It runs out eventually. So it says enactment, decree, ordinance. It says conditions, civil enactments prescribed by God. It says civil enactments prescribed by the Most High. So the Most High puts them civil enactments on different nations, right? One nation rule for a certain period, another nation rule for a certain period. That's just like to Esau, but the reign of the elect is forever, man. So all these nations have ruled up until this time right now where we're about to come into. The righteous is finally going to be back in their earned, rightful due seats. And this is the word due in Genesis 27.
Strong's H 2919. Tal.
It says dew, light mist, night mist. It says light rain, dew. And dew can't become full out rain. So that's like to Esau. He can't get to a certain he's given a dew of heaven. That's why he hasn't been on it. That's why he hasn't done certain things according with his technology. He's the father of lies, so he puts it out there. He has the technology to deceive and make it seem that his power is greater than it actually is. Just like on the Wizard of Oz, he had the power to deceive the lion, the Tin Man, Dorothy Alderman. He had the power to deceive them throughout that movie because of the technology that he possessed. Man. Oh, you want this in America? Okay, you want a heart? You want a brain? You want to go back home? Do as thou will. So it says, as covering vegetation, dew, night mist. So he, like the brother brought out, he's been appointed his bounds that he can't pass, man. That's why his knowledge on this side, his left hand knowledge only goes so far. And you see how it's gotten out of hand with this diabolical plan he has for the Quran, man. Totally sloppy plan that he's putting out, and it's going to be foiled by the Most High. Because if it was such a great plan, then why did the Most High say he's not going to lift up any sword or instrument? If you were such a great opponent, Esau, you got it.
And speaking of the Quran, when y'all brothers get Isaiah 42:9.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 42, verse 9. And it reads, behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things. I am the Lord, that is my name, and my glory will I not give to another, neither my praise to graven images.
That's the name of the Lord, who's the God, the Son, Yahweh Shekhan Shai. And as I said, he's not going to give his praise to graven images. And go into the Quran, the Revelation 13 and 16, okay, that word Quran goes into a graven thing, basically an idol or idolatrous thing, And that's what basically what Esau is pushing the Quran to be, the CHIP. He's basically pushing that as some form of godlike technology or godlike invention. But hey, the Lord's getting ready to confound Esau and his world and showing him that his way and his mindset is the true godly way. Okay, the true power of the earth. and not some man-made invention. You know? Go ahead. Or understand something.
Isaiah 42:9. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them.
So the former things that come to pass, the things that happened in previous prophecy have come to pass up to this very day. And now through the Holy Spirit of Yahweh Shemashah, we, the men of the Lord, we're declaring the new things that's getting ready to come to pass according to the scriptures. All right. And as the Lord said, before they spring forth, meaning what? Before they come to pass, he's going to tell you of them. All right. And the new things that's getting ready to spring forth in the earth is the Karagma, the Revelation 13 and 16. Because that's where all Esau Edom is ultimately trying to bring the society into an NWO, a New World system. Okay, where he basically wants to stick a device the size of a grain of rice inside of people's right hand or forehead, okay, in order for people to continue in the society, to continue to buy, sell, work, function, okay, do travel, and do their normal everyday things. Okay, what these people don't realize is that all their little rights and freedoms and privileges that they're used to in society is getting ready to be taken away from them. And in order for them to continue in society, they're going to have to be forced to bow down to a particular agenda and receive a device in their forehead or their right hand.
And they're already bowing down. You see the people, like the Lord said, the multitude was born in vain. The multitude is bowed down. They might not literally take a knee, but they do it in their actions, man. They do it in the way they live their lives, what they conform to, what they settle for, right? What they worship, like the brother was going into, man. And it's all going to come down to that, who do you serve? Life or death, man. For everybody. It's going to have to make that choice, man. But guess what? The Lord said he sanctioned us from the beginning to come on the earth right now to make the choice of no. So if we're of the elect, that's why we say, Abarat is our Lord willing, because if we're of the elect, we're not going to bow to the image. The Lord said he reserved us. He put us on reserve, not to bow the image of the society. So our lives was going to reflect that. You're going to see us preaching somewhere where the Lord raised us up at. We're going to be assembled together, teaching the sound doctrine of the scriptures. And guess what? After we wait for it, it shall come to pass, man. We're going to see these things happen. But do you have faith? This is Psalms 33 and 3 backing you up. Sing unto him a new song. Well, I'm going to read the next verse first. Isaiah 42, and I'm going to read 9 again. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. Sing unto the Lord a new song, and his praise from the end of the earth, ye that go down to the sea, and all that is therein, the isles and the inhabitants thereof, man. So all the elect, all right, are going to be singing for this new song. Revelation 7 and 9 says, all right, different nations, different tongues, different peoples. Guess what? You're going to have Israelites coming from amongst different nations, speaking different tongues, looking like different people. But they're going to show forth that they're children of the Most High. The Lord is going to raise them up and signify them and say, okay, he's got a sign, he's got a sign, he's got a sign. This is a sign of a prophet that I raised up. And it's going to be known to the entire earth, man. Like, I believe when it goes into Samuel was ordained, all right, they knew it from Dan to Beersheba, man. Everybody knew that he was a prophet. There was no denying it. Convincing evidence. And like it goes into Revelation, the 14th chapter, we sing that new song, Babylon is going to be destroyed. Don't take the Karagma, fear the name of the Lord. And ultimately, that old song, like it goes into Exodus, the 15th chapter. All right, the Lord is a man of war. That's all simultaneously what we're saying, man. The Lord is going to come back and deliver his people, and literally from out of that flood of fire. All right? He's literally, the horse and his rider are going to be thrown into that sea of fire, man. You got it, brother.
Real quick, let's go to Revelation 13.
This is Revelation 13, and 14. And deceived them that dwelt on earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast.
Right, talking about America, performing different miracles through technology and science and weaponry and whatnot. Okay, making this whole entire world seem as if this is the highest power that exists. That's the deception that America pushes out. That this place and the power that comes through this place is the highest power that exists. All their pseudoscience, their lies, their technology, their weaponry, right? It's all miracles. But on the left hand side, go ahead.
Saying to them that dwell on earth that they should make an image to the beast which had wounded by the sword and did live.
That should make an image to the beast. One of your brothers can look up that word image. All right, because we know the image of the beast is not talking about a picture of white Jesus or Cesare Borgia. No, it goes beyond that. Okay, not a picture of Cesare Borgia is a part of that image, but it's not the image itself. Okay, for any Israelite that's still teaching or believe that. No, it's deeper than that. Okay? Governors can read it to you, okay?
This is the definition of image in the blue letter.
G 1504. Icon.
An image, figure, likeness.
Figure or likeness. So America, along with NATO and the EU, would make themselves a figure or a likeness to the beast that was ruling before it, which is what? The ancient Western Roman Empire. So that's what that image goes into, a figure or a likeness. Okay, not talking about an actual picture that you put up before people, all right, telling people to bow down to it. No, it's talking about how America, NATO, and the EU would model itself after the ancient Western Roman system. Now, can you jump down to the Strong's definition?
Right. Strong definition, it says a likeness, literally, status, profile, or figuratively, representation, resemblance.
Right, a representation or resemblance. So this system, America, NATO, and the EU, is a representation or a resemblance of the previous beast that ruled before it. Okay, the ancient Western Roman Empire. Okay, or also known as the pagan Roman Empire. So that's what this system has set up today. That same ancient Roman system all over again. But this time in a newer, more sophisticated technological way.
Revelation 13. Revelation 13 and 14 in NLT. And with all the miracles he was allowed, and with all the miracles he was allowed to perform. So who allowed him to perform this? The scriptures tell you, I believe in the book of Job. All right, he disappointed the devices of the crafty that they cannot perform their enterprises. So the Lord give you a certain boundary, but guess what? After that bound, you're knocking at the ceiling like it's a cap to it, huh? To Esau Edom's power in this society. So we know the end result is prophesy unto them. The Lord's going to deliver us. Fear not thee that can kill the body, but can destroy the body and the soul of hell, roughly paraphrasing that. So the Lord has more control than Esau Edom. We're just in his world, like it says, the beast that I've given to reign in my world. The Lord allowed you to have this dominion, Esau. And you're a reflection of the ancient Roman Empire, man. Revelation 13:14 again, and with all the miracles he was allowed to perform on behalf of the first beast, he deceived all the people who belong to this world. He ordered the people to make a great statue of the first beast, who was fatally wounded and then came back to life.
Right. And again, we know it's not talking about an actual statue or an actual picture, but it's talking about a system. Okay. America modeling itself or making itself a representation or resemblance to the ancient Roman system. As it is said, that was wounded but did live. And what was the ancient Western Roman Empire wounded? Around 475, 476 AD. Okay, which when you go into the history, was the official fall of the ancient Western system, and then literally around a thousand years later, during the 1300s,
This was the start of the so-called Dark Age.
yep, that's when that
475, 476, I think the Dark Age started. So that's prophecy.
Yep.
Revelation, the 20th chapter. You got it, brother.
that's when that like the brother was going to when the Renaissance came up, which means rebirth. That was that deadly womb of the ancient Western system healing and being able to live again and flourish. And it all led to what we see today. The United States of America, NATO, and the EU. Okay, this is the image of the beast system. All right, go ahead.
That was it. You got it.
You continue on.
Okay. Verse 14. And deceived them. Well, I'm going to start back at 13 again now. This is Revelation chapter 12, verse 13. And he does great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on earth in the sight of men.
Right. The atomic bomb, nuclear missiles. Okay. What happened in Hiroshima and Nagasaki back in World War II. All right. That's the fire that came down from heaven that this beast system performed. Okay. As a left hand miracle to deceive the world. Go ahead.
Verse 14. And deceived them that dwelt on the earth by means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live.
Right. We explained that already. Go ahead.
Verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image and of the beast.
Right. So America, NATO, and the EU has the power and the authority to give life unto the image of the previous beast, to give life unto that ancient Roman system. Okay. And how does it do that? Through the Senate. All right. Roman numerals being taught in the school system. Certain laws in Esau's court system being called after Latin words, what was Latin? The language of ancient Rome. All right. Shopping malls, fast food, stadiums, coliseums, and arenas. All right. Certain medical practices done by Esau in this society. All of those ways and all of those customs goes back to ancient Rome. And even some of it goes back to ancient Greece, which is another part of Esau's ancient rulership. You know, that Greco-Roman system, that Greco-Roman way of life. And that's what the Renaissance is all about. Bringing back what's known as classical antiquity, which when you go into classical antiquity, it basically means like the values and the interests and the philosophies of ancient Greece and ancient Rome. It literally tells you that when you look it up. Classical antiquity. You see?
First Maccabee 8 and 15. Moreover, I'm going to start at 14. Yet for all this, none of them wore a crown, all was clothed in purple, to be magnified thereby. And that's basically because it was a senate house. It wasn't a monarchy. Monarchy goes into kingdom. So it was a senate house. You had senators, you had heads of them, you had order amongst that society, plebeians, patricians, which is a reflection of Democrats and Republicans here today in America. And here today in America, just like the brother brought up, you have a Senate house, House of Republicans, House of Democrats, Congress, okay? And guess what? What do they have? Amendments, all right? Which means applicable to change. So you steadily see the society accepting more and more wickedness through their laws.
In a society, what body of writing do you find your amendments in? The Constitution. And guess what? When you go into ancient Rome, because the brother was speaking of their Senate, when you go into the history, the Senate of ancient Rome was governed by their Constitution. You know, their particular body of writing that they had at that time. You know, so the fact that America has a Constitution is just another key point showing you that this is Rome all over again. You see?
Yeah, First Maccabees 8 and 15. Moreover, how they had made for themselves a senate house, wherein 320 men sat and counseled daily, consulting always for the people, to the end they might be well ordered. And that's the same way America assembles their council, assembles their senate house. Let me see real quick. How many members of the Senate? America. Members, Senate. The Senate is composed of 100 senators, 2 from each state. So you got 100 senators, 2 from each state. All right. It says how many members of the House of Representatives. The number of representatives with full voting rights is 435, a number set by public law on August 8th and in effect since 1913. So hey, it's governed just as ancient Rome was governed. But it says, and that they committed their government to one man every year who ruled over all their country, and that all were obedient to that one, and that there was neither envy nor emulation amongst them.
Right, so as it's going into, right, in the Maccabees, ancient Rome, when they had their Senate, eventually they would appoint one particular ruler every year to rule over their Senate and over their country. And today you can liken that to the president, which in this society, the president is voted every 4 years rather than every 1 year. But all in all, it's just that same system, playing out today here in America. That's when they don't need you.
Even you had Caesar, he tried to make it a monarchical kingdom under his rule. And that's when you go into the Etruscans history. I believe it goes into how the Lafayette people went into looking like Esau. So the Greeks came into power. That's Esau, Edom, fulfilling prophecy. Eve was multiplying on the planet Earth. Yeah.
Go back to verse 15.
This is Revelations 13 and 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak.
We'll stop right there. It said that the image of the beast should both speak. Now, how would the image of this beast system be speaking in these latter days? Real quick, jump up to verse 11.
Verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon.
And he what?
He spake as a dragon.
He spake as a dragon. So that's how this beast system, America, NATO, and the EU will be speaking in these latter days, as a dragon. Now, it said 2 horns like a lamb, and as our apostles and elders always break down, the 2 horns represent what? The 2 political parties of America, Democrats, the Republicans, and as I just said, they will be like a lamb. Meaning what? They will be pushed as, the solution or the messiahs of everything that's going on in society. Just as the lamb in the scriptures is synonymous what? Of what? Of Yahweh Shai. The Lamb of God, the Lamb without blemish, as it says in Peter's. So these 2 political parties of America, the Republicans and Democrats, would be pushed as a lamb, or solutions, or some type of messiah in this society. But as it just said, but they spake as a dragon going into what? Draconian laws or draconian measures. Now, real quick, I have some information right here for. This is rock it up. All right. Now this is from Britannica.com. All right, and it says Dracon or Draco. Draco from Britannica.com. It says Draco flourished 7th century BC. It says Athenian lawgiver whose harsh legal code punished both trivial and serious crimes. Now, when it says Athenian lawgiver, what does that make you think of? Athens. And what is Athens? The capital of Greece. So Draco was an ancient Greek, all right, an Athenian lawgiver, as you said, whose harsh legal code punished both trivial and serious crimes in Athens with death. Okay, draconian measures, punishing basically any and every little crime by way of death. It says, hence the continued use of the word draconian to describe uh, repressive legal measures. So this particular lawgiver, Draco, okay, who's around during the ancient Greek period, all right, the 7th century, he was known for pushing and promoting his harsh draconian laws and measures, all right. And I also have some more information. This is also from Britannica.com. It says draconian laws. It says draconian laws, traditional Athenian law code allegedly introduced by Draco, all right, 621 BC. It says Aristotle, the chief source for knowledge of Draco, claims that his were the first written Athenian laws, and that Draco established a constitution enfranchising hoplites, the lower class soldiers. Okay, basically promoting the basis of men during the time of ancient Greece at this particular time. And it says the draconian laws were most noteworthy for their harshness. They were said to be written in blood. You see, his laws were written in blood rather than ink. It says death was prescribed for almost all criminal offenses. Okay, and I'm pretty much stop right there. So this man, his laws were so harsh that pretty much any and every little crime that was committed during that time was punishable by death. And guess what? As it was going into America, NATO, and the EU, created the image of the beast system all over again. It's getting ready to speak as a dragon again. Draconian laws and draconian measures again. Well, meaning what? That it very soon, all the little rights and freedoms and privileges of the average American in this society is getting ready to be taken away. And all Esau is going to need is one domestic attack, all right, or one, FF, one flag of it to pass laws justifying taking away the rights of Americans and establishing those draconian measures. Okay? Yeah, brothers, yeah, go ahead.
This is Daniel 8 and 25. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper. Again, Daniel 8 and 25. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and shall magnify in his shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the Prince of Peace, the Prince of Princes, but he shall be broken without hand. So as the brother was just going into this guy, Esau Edom, he causes what? Craft to prosper through his policies, man. All right, how to deceive and trap people in, all right, and into his, basically into his plans, man. All right, which is what? The NWO, man. All right. His agenda, all right? Agenda 21, man. All right?
This is the book of Psalms. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 94, verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law?
That's right, man. So Esau, he framed mischief by law, man. All right, can you go into that word mischief out?
I'll get it for you.
Yeah, man, because one more time, I'll bring it out one more time.
This is Psalms 94 and 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law?
That's right, he framed mischief by law, man. All right, how to entrap people. All right, the scriptures talk about how they get together, all right, and what pretty much try to conjure up ways, all right, to entrap you Israelites first and foremost, but the rest of the majority of you people too, man. All right, by way of his laws, man. All right, you got that up?
Sure. All right. This the word mischief. All right. This is the word mischief from Psalms 94 and 20. So Strong's H 5998, it says, I'm all. It says, so Strong's H5999, it says, I'm all. It says, toil, trouble, labor, okay, mischief, toil, labor. All right, the Strong's definition, it says, toil, wearing effort. It says worry, whether of body or mind. It says grievance, iniquity, labor, mischief, miserable, painful, perverseness, sorrow, toil, travail, trouble. That's right.
Amen. So basically, through his policy, he put hell and sorrow on the people, man. And as the scriptures say, when the wicked are in authority, the people mourn, man. All right. And this guy's in rulership, man. He just brought out in the scriptures where it talked about the Most High giving the fatness of the earth and the dew of the heaven, man. All right. So what, man? This guy, man, he's the cause of all of this, man. All right. He's the cause of all the mischief, man. All right. The mass majority of our people are incarcerated because of his laws, man. To entrap Jake, man. All right. The crack epidemic. All right. That was all set up through mischief. All right. So what? To entrap our people, man. To have them work slave labor, man. All right. In these prison systems. All right.
This is Revelation 13:11 again. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And like we're going into those 2 horns, going into the Democrats and the Republicans, which is a reflection of the ancient plebeians and patricians. And I got a little history on it. You just tell me what you wanted. This is from studentsofhistory.com. It says comparing patricians and plebeians. It says ancient Roman history shows that Rome had 3 different political periods. The first period was known as the regal period, 753 to 709 BCE, before Common Era, all right, which began with the founding of the city of Rome and lasted until their last king was overthrown in 509 BCE. That's when the monarchy was taken out. Then you had what we're going into, Revelation the 13th chapter, that Senate house. All right. And it says, during these periods, I'm going to read the letter in. This began the period known as the Roman. It says the city of Rome lasted until their king was overthrown in 509 BC. This began the period known as the Roman Republic, 509 to 27 BCE, give or take, which culminated with the Roman Empire, 27 BCE to 476 CE, which is Common Era or AD, Annos Dominos. All right, and we just brought that information out that the beginning of the Dark Ages was around 476 AD. So that was the fall of that ancient Roman Empire, which culminated with the Roman Republic. Because, like it says, which culminated with the Roman Empire. The Roman Republic and the Roman Empire, they culminated together. So they were a reflection of each other, and they just trickled down that leadership, man. You got it, bro.
If I could speak too, because as it was going into, Rome started off as a monarchy, and then it ended in 509 BC. Then that same year, it turned into a republic, the Roman Republic, and then in 27 BC, that's when Rome officially became an empire. Because basically what made the Roman Empire different from the Roman Republic was that during the time when Rome was a republic, it was ruled by a senate, by way of its constitution, which governed its senate. Then eventually, when Rome became an empire in 27 BC, what made it an empire was that now it was being ruled or headed by an emperor, or otherwise known as a Caesar, which at that time, 27 BC, the first man that was voted as Caesar or emperor of Rome was Octavian Augustus. It was originally supposed to be Julius Caesar, because that's what that word Caesar goes back to, Julius Caesar. They meant to make Julius Caesar like a perpetual dictator or perpetual ruler, but of course he was assassinated, and I think around 44 BC. Then they fought into various series of wars and whatnot, Then eventually Octavian came on the scene, and they made Octavian the emperor or Caesar of Rome in 27 BC. And at that period, from 27 BC going forward, that's when Rome went from being a republic to an empire. You know,
It says the first period was known as the regal period, 753 to 709 BCE, which began with the founding of the city of Rome and lasted until their last king was overthrown around 509 BCE. This began the period known as the Roman Republic, 509 to 27 BCE, which culminated or peaked, climaxed, with the Roman Empire, 27 BCE to 476 CE or AD. It says during these periods, society was divided into two classes known as patricians and plebeians. Patricians monopolized all the power in Rome, meaning they sought out to control everything in Rome. And that's likened onto the Senate House in America, man. All right? You just break a law and see. All right? It's like you step outside of their constitution or their code of ethics and just watch what happens, man. And they monopolized Israelites to the point to where anything they put into the law, you're taking it, you're accepting it. Okay, well, they said in the law, this case was passed down that says man and man can be together, a woman and woman can be together. It must be accepted in a society. This is the law of the land. No, man, this is the law of the land, man. All right, it says patricians monopolized all the power in Rome, and plebeians were becoming more and more upset. Between 500 and 287 BCE, Rome experienced struggle between the classes in what is known as the conflict of orders. It says the patricians were the wealthy land-owning noble class in Rome. That's what I wanted to get to. It says the patricians were the wealthy land-owning noble class in Rome, and that's like on to what? Yeah, your modern-day Republicans, man. All right, your Republican Party. All right, your Donald, your Proud Boys, DT supporters. All right, what do they all have in common? A stockpile of firearms, stockpile of land, stockpile of money, man. All right, and supporter of what? Their agenda, which is what? Enslaving the masses, their rule, all right, their way. It says, and they're ultimately, it's a political theater because you got the left wing and the right wing, which they're flying to the same destination, man. All right, they all work throughout the system for that NWO plan by the elites. It says, the patricians inherited their power, you see, inherited their power and held almost all the important government positions, such as the councils. However, only males could vote. In early Rome, patricians were the only ones who could hold political or religious offices. So if you got the patricians in power holding the political and religious office, what are the slaves doing? All right? They're conforming to it, man. Like it goes into Revelation 15th chapter, make you worship the image of the beast, all right? They had the wound by the sword and did live. So all these techniques are coming back. Draconian laws, all right? Siege of Masada, siege of Jerusalem. We're going to see all these things. But the Lord said the end is not nigh yet, man. But it says the plebeians were the commoners in Rome. Or we got a little bit more patricians. It said the patricians were the wealthy land-owning class in Rome. They often enslaved people who would work their farms for them. To gain more wealth and power, patricians would take plebeian land and employ their slaves to work the land. So they would take they're taking your land and going to make you work in your own land. All right, for them, and get paid by them. All right.
Sound like what they did to the natives.
Hey, right. And we go into the broken 500 treaties with Gad, man, Northern Kingdom, man. But it says the plebeians were the commoners in Rome and had the highest population in society. They included merchants, farmers, and craft workers. And the elder had put in a couple of days ago about how they, there was this quote, I forgot the guy's name. He was basically saying they target the minorities, which they attribute minorities to being you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, but we're really the majority. The Lord said we're numbered as the sand of the sea, so we could never be minor. All right, that's just another way Esau trying to downplay us as not being the chosen people of the Most High. Oh, these are minorities. Yeah, insignificant. That's right. Less of a people, less in population. But like it said in Exodus, the first chapter, it says when they afflicted the people, they grew more. All right, and that's like on us. The more hell we catch, if you're in your right mind, that makes you want to do what? Take heed to this word, man. This is our only sense of peace and safety. All right, it says the plebeians almost left Rome to form their own society, but the patricians needed them for military power. And that's why when it breaks down into those Germanic tribes, all right, a lot of those were Jakes, man, Anglo-Saxons, the Franks, Sudis, all right. You had Jakes taking down this place, man, sacking the and helping take down Rome, man. All right, like Anglo-Saxon goes into angelic sons of Isaac, man. So that was our people in ancient Rome, man. Getting persecuted, you gotta go.
Yeah. You know, when you go into the history, Esau likes to refer to those different Germanic tribes as barbarians. You know, you hear that term barbarian, but really when you go into the word barbarian, it just simply means to have a beard. Like that's literally what it goes into, to have a beard. And we know, you know, yeah, Esau's against having beards and having facial hair, because Esau likes to shave all his hair off. But yep, shoot, yep, because we know in our ancient culture, according to the laws of the scriptures promotes growing a beard and not shaving your beard off. You know, so the fact that Esau refers to those Germanic tribes as barbarians, which means to have a beard, that also further lets us know, that, in small subtle ways, that had to have been Jakes, you know, who are, rocking their beards, just as our ancient culture encourages us to do, you know.
This is just the definition of patrician. It says belonging to or characteristic of the aristocracy. A proud patrician. It says the highest class in certain societies, especially those holding hereditary titles or offices. And then it goes into plebeians. It's the definition.
The word patrician, it sounds like it might be tied to the word patriot.
Yeah.
Patriarch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because basically, in that time you had the male between even a patrician, whether you're a patrician or a plebeian, the head of your family was a male. So,
yeah. As a matter of fact, yeah, because it said when the patricians were in power, they only allowed the males to vote. Yeah. So they kind of stuck to that patriarchal traditional way.
It says the latter end. Although both classes were considered citizens of Rome, the patricians and plebeians rarely married between the classes. In both patrician and plebeian society, males were the heads of the family. These could be the father, grandfather, or uncle. He was referred to as paterfamilias, or father of the family. Both classes also honored the elderly and granted women no rights in society. This meant that women were not allowed to vote, hold political office, or gain political power. However, both classes owned slaves and worshiped the same powers.
Hey, so that's likened today to the Republican Party. When you look at the Republicans, they stick to more of that patriarchal, traditional values, family values and whatnot. The man being the head, okay. And that's why, the Conservative Party is mostly tied to Republicans. All Republicans aren't conservatives per se, but the Conservative Party is 9 times out of 10 it's always associated with the Republicans, whereas Democrats, which promote non-traditional values, okay, they're more liberal, where they want the woman to be the head and the alphabet agenda to flourish for our society. The Republicans, just like the patricians back in ancient Rome, they didn't play that shit.
Yeah, like that guy that came up that day.
Oh, he was right there? Yeah. Well, you can finish off verse 15.
All right. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and call.
Right, that the image of the beast should both speak. And how is this beast for speaking in these latter days? As Esau pushes forward to his NWO system, it's speaking like a dragon. Okay, draconian laws, draconian measures, all of your constitutional rights being taken away, your rights of freedom of speech, your rights to bear arms, your rights of privacy, your rights to practice your religion and your beliefs and whatnot. All these things are coming down the pipe for Esau to establish his NWO system, okay, which is ultimately what this image is going into. And like we said earlier, all it's going to take for Esau is one domestic attack or one FF attack for him to go forward with these agendas. You know, okay?
It says that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
So Esau's getting ready to come down with great wrath and cause, okay, the people around the earth, all right, small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to bow the knee and conform to the image of this beast system, which is ultimately leading up to an NWO system, a digital grid, where it's going to establish a digital currency, ultimately the charagma, which is going to go into in the very next verse. Okay, how is Esau going to cause these people around the earth to bow the knee to this system? Go ahead.
We got that word cause real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Strong's G 4160. Poyeo. Poyeo.
Poyeo, it says cause, it says to make with the names of things made, to produce, construct, form, fashion, to be the authors of, to be the authors of the cause, to make ready, to prepare, to produce, to bear, to shoot forth, to acquire, to provide a thing for oneself, to make a thing out of something, to constitute or appoint one anything. It says to be the authors of a thing. Yeah. To cause, to bring about.
Yeah, so Esau is going to bring about a left-hand version of salvation, okay, which is that charagma, okay? He's going to basically push it out as peace and safety, Well, he's going to make the charagma, all right? Well, people are going to be able to buy and sell again and have particular comforts again, all right? Go back to their normal lives and, pretty much bring order to all this chaos that's getting ready to come to the earth. He's going to push that charagma as the salvation and the ultimate solution of humanity. That's how he's going to cause people to take it by deceiving them.
Got a little bit more. Let's read it again. It's the Strong's definition.
Strong's G 4160. Poyeo. Poyeo.
It says Boyeo, it says Strong's definition, it says to lay wait, and not to mention that word legislation basically means to lay in wait. So Esau legislates different things into a law, but it's really him laying in wait. Like how a lion crouches and just waits for his prey to devour it. That's what Esau does when he legislates certain laws and decrees. He's really laying in wait for you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, because when a law is stamped, it has no benefit for the Lord's people, man. All right? It says to transgress the law. To transgress the law, man. That's what that cause it means. Because when he's going to cause it, he's going to be transgressing the law of the Most High. He's going to be going with his agenda, according to his image, trying to put it inside of the men of the Lord's inward parts, man. The scriptures say that the law is going to be written in our inward parts, man. Not any technology, all right? Any movable device, man. We're not a
Science
lab rat, man.
Yeah.
The Lord's people aren't lab rats, man. And that's what you try to do. You poison our food. You see how we're going to react to it. Let's see how we're going to react to this. You poison the television, all right? You poison your own laws, man. That's why the Lord said the tongues have fallen on themselves, man. Your constitution is contradicting itself. Your amendments are contradicting themselves. Your political office are contradicting themselves. Some are for the charagma, some are against it. The Lord says a house divided by civil disorder cannot stand, man. So this place is burning from within. And these people are going to be wood for the fire. Yeah.
All right, verse 15 again. He had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, because that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Yeah, so draconian measures going to come to, hey, if you don't bow the knee, you conform to this NWO system and take the charagma, then hey, you're gonna be killed. Just like the draconian laws is going into that we read earlier. Any little minor offense or crime that you commit is going to result in death. You know, and as you know, the apostles and various other brothers always bring out, this word "kill" in Revelation 13 and 15 also goes into a separation. You know, being separated, being set apart. So, you know, Esau, when he comes down with this NWO and forces the charagma, all right, for those that's not going to take the charagma, if Esau doesn't actually delete them and send them to the spirit world, well, he's basically going to separate them. They won't be able to participate in the NWO. They won't be able to buy or sell. They won't be able to work. They won't be able to have access to money and resources and essential goods. Okay, that's separation. Go ahead.
All right, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 40. O my people, hear my word. Make ye ready to the battle. And in those evils, which by way of his laws, even as, it says, be even as pilgrims upon the earth. So when Esau comes down with like the brother said, with his draconian laws, his evil laws, his wicked laws, all right, we're going to have to be as pilgrims, man. Meaning that we're going to have to be off the grid, man. All right, we're going to have to live and go back into the wilderness, man. We have to go into the wilderness, all right, to survive, all right. And your average day American, man, they can't even survive in the wilderness, man, all right. So you're going to have certain of these people that aren't probably going to not take the karate. They're going to, you have these preppers and different things like that, but, a lot of other people, they're going to flee into the wilderness, but the scriptures talk about how they're going to perish of famine, and some are going to perish by the sword in the city, man. All right? So, yeah, man, a lot of stuff is going to be happening, man, in the midst of this. All right?
This is Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yea, also because, start at 4. Behold, a soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith.
Right, the just shall live by his faith, because when that separation comes, with the milk of the Lord, that's not going to bow the knee. We're going to be separated. We're literally going to have to lean on faith of Yahweh Shemashah, which is exactly where we want to be at anyway. We would rather have our faith in nothing else but the Lord. So hey, when Esau is going to separate us from the society, all right, that's when we're strictly going to be in the hands of Yahweh Shemashah, and the Lord is going to provide provision for us, food and water and raiment and all these things. But you got it up.
It says, verse 4 again, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man. Patriots, those patricians, all right, they were proud, man. They wanted world dominance at that time. They're showing you that he was trying to fulfill an NWO back in the ancient Roman Empire, man. All right, let's consult together to keep them away from being a nation. To see how we can make them our slaves, how we can take their land from them, call it our lands, and make them work on it, and pay them for it. Habakkuk, and pay them nothing for it, man. Come on, man, you so-called Native Americans on those reservations, man. That's crumbs, man. That's not even crumbs, man. You shouldn't even want that. You should want your nationality, man. You should want the name of the Lord, man. Not some token that Esau just says, okay, you put a corner in your thumb and just flicks and this is it. You accepting that, man?
A casino.
Yeah, man.
Free college.
Feel a whole lot better now. Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heap it unto him all people. That's why the Lord tells you in the book of Job, it says, the Lord is going to rain upon him while he's eating. This man ain't never going to be satisfied, man. If the Lord would intervene, you think he would stop at the NWO? All right? This man's wicked devices will continue on, man. And we're looking at the greatest transgression that we're ever going to hear about, man. Revelation 13 and 16, man.
It's gonna be brought to you live and pay-per-view any moment now, man. Any moment now.
Because that charagma that the brother just showed to the screen, that's basically what the serpent's doctrine ultimately leads up to. Because we know that old serpent is in power back again. That old serpent called the devil and Satan.
Yes.
That's going to deceive the world. Well, this is ultimately what the fruit of the serpent is leading up to. Because what did the serpent say to Eve? That if he takes on his left hand knowledge, it will make her what? It will make her a god, knowing good and evil. Well, this is what Esau is going to push throughout the world to deceive people into thinking that this is going to make them like a god. But it's really, this is just a tool for the enslavement of people, the digital enslavement of people.
Digital all.
Yep. Yeah, digital all. Yep.
Yep. And these people are going to be taking it. Man, you think you saw the latest Jordan release get dropped? Man, you talking about you can't buy and sell with Jordans, right? But guess what? This charagma is going to be used as a form of buying or selling. You're not going to, like the brother said, it's going to be so hard. You get caught after curfew and see what happens. You're going to get eliminated out of this Hunger Games. All right? It's going to be all out purge. It's going to be a way of life, man. Guess what? These people are waiting to do these things, man. You got these people riding on bikes so unruly, they don't care about nothing, man. They waiting to ravage this place, man. And just imagine if this is on the line, their way of life, their livelihood in this world. All right? Can I get some more? That's what Jake gonna be asking, man. How many can I get? You said what? I can't go into the store without it? I can't get my money on my bank without it? I can't feed little Sasha without it? You got babies wailing, crying in the background. All right? Women on their cycles. All right? What's gonna happen in that day? It's gonna be all out madness, all out pandemonium in this place, man. Yeah.
Verse 16. This is Revelation chapter 13 and 16. And he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a stamp in their right hand or in their foreheads.
We went over how he's going to cause people to take that charagma. Okay, food shortages, water shortages, gas shortages, a shortage of medicine, okay, a shortage of resources, perplexity basically. Esau's going to use, all right, these different famines and complexity to put people in a situation to where they have no choice but to take that charagma in order to have resources and whatnot, you know, and that's going to be the ultimate deception. Okay, go ahead.
It says, verse 17, that no man might buy or sell save he that have the charagma or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
Right, and basically when you take that charagma, you are also receiving the name of the beast and the number of his name. Because you got like certain camps, they try to make this verse seem like there's a difference between the charagma and the name and the number. No, when you take that charagma, it's ultimately a package deal. When you take the charagma, you're also taking on the name of the beast and the number of his name, the 666, which is tied to the barcode, known as a UPC, a Universal Product Code. So basically, when you take that charagma, you're allowing Esau to make you his product.
Yeah.
You see? Now, real quick, when y'all brothers can look up that word buy. I was looking it up before I came to get
I want back you up while they get it. Revelation 16:1, and I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the seven angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of the Most High upon the earth. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sword upon the men which had the mark of the charagma, Salakia. All right? And there fell a noisome and grievous sword upon the men which had the charagma, and upon them which worshipped his image.
Right. And you taking the charagma is going to be ultimately you worshiping the image of this beast system. So as you just read, there's going to be a grievous sword for those that's going to bow the knee to the system and take the charagma, which shows you that the charagma has to be something physical. Okay, if it's spiritual, then how in the hell could you receive a grievous sword from something that's spiritual? You know, these camps saying that the MOTB is a philosophy or an embargo and all these different things. Well, how are you going to receive a grievous sword from those bugged out things? Okay, the Quran clearly has to be something physical. Okay,
Which word do you want to know?
by.
By? I have it right here.
Okay.
All right. This is the word by in the blue letter.
G59. Agarazzo. Agarazzo.
Agarazo. All right. And it says to be in the marketplace, to attend it, to do business there, buy or sell. All right. Let's
Sounds it.
Strong's definition. Probably to go to the market. It says to purchase, especially to redeem, buy, redeem.
Right. So basically, you won't be able to buy, okay, or sell unless you have that karaka. And as the brother was going into, that word buy, it goes into being in the markets, okay, which is likened unto what? These supermarkets, your Walmarts, your Costco's, your Publix, Super One, Rouses, Boosie's, which is another famous franchise in this country, supermarket franchise. Okay, these different and even your well, pretty much when that NWO comes, a lot of these like these small businesses and whatnot, these small restaurants, that's all gonna be shut down, just like it was back in 2020. So pretty much all you're gonna have is these bigger and these more popular supermarkets and places because those are places that are highly rooted in East, by the elites of Esau Edom.
Can I say this?
Go ahead.
Because basically, yeah, like what the brother was saying, a part of that pandemic was to really knock out a lot of you small businesses, man.
Middle class.
Yeah, that's right. Because ultimately, they want everybody to what? Have corporation jobs, man. All right, to rely on the government. All right, and then it's going to come to a point to where they're already talking about AI is going to artificial intelligence is going to take over the work industry, man. All right.
Man, I'm sure you saw they had like 200 Amazon employees that
right.
recently got fired. So who you think is going to replace all of those Amazon employees? The damn robots.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And if I can also say one more thing, is that we're replacing, yourself. Or what they want to do is replace you with the machine to do the work. And then what? That comes by way of that universal income, man. All right, where they then control what you can purchase. All right, you're not earning the money. All right, they're giving it to you, so they're like, look, we have the right to tell you how you should spend your money, how what you should buy, what you need to buy. Or you already ate too much of this food. We're gonna cancel it out anytime you go to the store to try to buy it.
Because really, it's our money.
Yeah,
damn it.
Right.
So we're gonna tell you how to spend our money that we gave you that you didn't earn.
That's right.
This is Genesis 47 and 15. And when money failed in the land of Egypt and the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence? For the money faileth.
That's right, man. So the money that you have, the money that you've been storing up for all this time, is going to fail you, man. All right? The scriptures tell us that riches profit not in the day of the Lord, man. All right? So, this money that they're going to be giving us is really a trap, man, to try to enslave you by enslave your actions, your words that you speak. All right? You may even get penalized. This is your thoughts? Okay, we're going to decrease your paycheck by this much. They could do anything, man. Or just completely cut off your character, man. Like that guy, George what's his name? That Rockefeller guy. He did a interview with Alex Jones, going into how the elite want to, basically put a charisma in everybody, man. Everybody have their personal information on it, man. All right. So that's what they want to do, man. All right. Yeah, any more on that?
Yeah, I'm gonna just read up real quick. Genesis 47 and 13, and there was no bread in all the land, for the famine was very sore, so that the land of Egypt and all the land of Canaan fainted by reason of the famine. And Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan for the corn which they bought. And Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house. And when money failed in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, Give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence? For the money failed. And Joseph said, Give your cattle, and I will give you for your cattle if money fails. And Joseph was telling them basically, hey, this is real money. Cattle is real money. Right? Genesis 47 and 16 NLT. Joseph replied, Since your money is gone, bring me your livestock. I will give you food in exchange for your livestock. See, so that's a sign and a symbol that says the Lord's servants are going to eat in that day when all this place fails, man. When this place comes corroding down, man. We're gonna be laughing at this place, man. Why? Because we're getting closer and closer to not having a want for food ever again, and we ultimately have our spiritual food that's gonna comfort us in that time, man. When all hell breaks loose, because it's shortly approaching, man. Like we was going into yesterday, that calm before the storm, man. It may seem like you can get easy access to this. You can go to Walgreens 24 hours, but suddenly the storehouses should appear empty, man. Like the brother made a good point. The mom and pops, they gonna be too, man. Because guess what mom and pops does? They got vendors from other big agencies, big vendors that they get their so-called, like you got moms and pops. They try to go vegan now. They try to go plant-based. They like, oh, we're gonna take all the harmful ingredients out. That's gonna be gone in that day, man. All right, this is the only food that's gonna be nourishing us. But that was it, brother. Oh, last verse. And they brought their, Genesis 47 and 17, and they brought their cattle unto Joseph, and Joseph gave them bread in exchange for horses, and for the flocks, and for the cattle of the herds, and for the asses, and he fed them with bread for all their cattle for that year.
So Joseph hooked them up, gave them food in exchange for their cattle and their livestock. And like the brother said, that cattle and livestock is true money, true wealth in the earth. Okay, because cattle and livestock, you can literally live off of that. It can help continue your family, your health, your children, all of that stuff. It's something to actually pass down to your children. Okay, land.
You can make clothes with animals,
Yep.
different things like that. So it's very beneficial, man. That's real. Like the brother says, real money. As the scripture says.
And in the kingdom, we will go back to that. It speaks to that in Psalms 144, like verse 11 on down. How we're going to have sheep and bullocks and all of that. Now, of course, we know we're going to have actual gold and silver in the kingdom as well. But, our true money is going to be, things of the earth. Well, cattle, land,
the gold and stuff is just a bonus.
Yeah.
Really, it counts.
Yeah. Shoot. Damn near, we're going to be the gold and silver in the kingdom. We're going to be worth more than gold and silver. Yeah, we're going to be worth more than gold and silver on this side. Pursuant to Isaiah the 13th chapter. But you wanted to go back to that Revelation 16?
Yeah, I'll read it real quick. Okay. This is Revelation 16, and I'll start at 1. And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels, Go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of the Most High upon the earth. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sword upon the men which had the charagma, Salaki, which had the charagma, and upon them which worship his image. I'm reading the NLT. So the first angel left the temple and poured out his bowl on the earth, and horrible malignant sores broke out on everyone who had the MOTB and who worshiped his statue. And I want to get that word malignant, have it real quick pulled up. It says malignant of a disease very virulent or infectious. It says the word malignant means born to be bad. It says cancerous. So you literally giving yourself cancer, man. You put this charagma inside of you, man. The Lord's not just going to let you get away with blasphemy. All right, it's going to be many wicked scourges that's going to come with that, taking that charagma, man. Just like there's a reward that comes with not bowing to the image. You got it, man.
If I could say something, like the brother said, it's cancerous, man, because it's called a what? RFID
Yeah.
charagma, right? You know, radio frequency identification. And you know, through those vibrations, those signals that they use, you know, they're going to be contaminating the people, man. You know, and I was watching this movie, man. I was watching this movie. I forgot what it was, but they were like basically the pedestrians, the regular minded citizens, they had devices. And he said he was like, all we gotta do is turn on the frequency, and all of these people's minds will go crazy. That's basically what they said. Basically what he said. I was like, man, it was on. Matter of fact, it was on Justice League, the old cartoon. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, man. This he been planning this for a long time, man. He been planning this for a long time. Like the brother, when you go into the scriptures, when they tried to make the world a tower, all right, speaking all one language. That's basically what Esau wanted to do today, all right. And Biden had just mentioned. I read an article where it was like, we gotta all come together, you know. Refer back to what we said earlier about, you know, you know, the both sided wings. All right, you got the Democrats and the Republicans. All right, but it's of the same bird. You know, birds are this. They say, you know, they say birds are the same feather flock together, but those are the same feather. It's the feather of the same bird, man. Like the brother said, they all traveling to the same destination, which is what their agenda, man. All right.
All right, we can get Revelation 15. All right, because ultimately, you know, as Esau's moving forward with this NWO system and the Paragma and the digital system and all of that, okay, tracking everybody and limiting people's ability to travel and go to different places and whatnot. Ultimately, this is also written as well concerning Esau's system and you know, the elect. Go ahead.
All right. This is Revelations 15 and 1. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues. From in them is filled up the wrath of Yahweh. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his charagma, and over the number of his name, it says, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of Yahweh.
Right. So John the Revelator saw the elect getting the victory over this same beast system and its image and its character. Okay, he basically saw the elect in the chariots. That's what the sea of glass mingled with fire represents. All right, the chariots, the elect, you know, looking down, you know, through the windows of the chariots at the bottom of the chariot, seeing the nuclear destruction of America, Babylon the Great, which is at the spearhead of this beast system, America, NATO, and the EU. So, despite whatever Esau is getting ready to come with, as far as this charagma, the persecution, the martial law, the draconian measures, the great separation, all these other things, okay, the elect are getting ready to receive the victory of all that nonsense, okay? Because Esau, okay, he's able to get the victory over, you know, over you know, the general population of the people in the earth. He's dumbed down stupid Americans, okay? He's jabbed up Americans, all right? Even the 2/3 of our people, Esau can have them. He can get the victory over them. But the Lord already preordained for Esau to not get the victory over his elect, okay? The 144,000, and then the large multitude, men, women, and children of the nation of Israel follow behind the 144. Esau can't get the victory over us, Lord, will we give that number? Because we were already preordained and predestined, okay, to be justified to get the victory, you know? Now it's just a matter of time before we can actually play it out, you know?
book of Psalms, chapter 37, verse 37. It says, M-A-R-K, the perfect man, M-A-R-K, the perfect man, and behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace.
Right. And that word M-A-R-K in Psalms 37:7, you go to it, it basically means to guard or keep or protect. You know, so no matter what this devil has coming, the Lord's going to protect his elect. All right, he's going to lift up a standard for his elect. That standard could come in the form of brothers receiving spiritual powers, or the archangel Michael and the holy angels protecting the elect. Okay, was that spoken of in the scriptures, Psalm 91? All right, and then ultimately, the Lord is going to guard his elect by sending Yahushua and the holy angels back to deliver them in the chariots. You know, as a matter of fact, because even in Revelation, the 3rd chapter, where it speaks about where Yahushua said he's going to keep us from the hour of temptation, that word keep, when you go in that scripture, it basically goes into the same thing: to guard, protect, watch over, you know. So, hey, so as long as we hold fast to our crowns and stick closer to the truth, the Lord is going to guard us and protect us, okay, and keep us from the gates of hell. All right. Anything else?
This is Isaiah 1:24. Therefore said the Lord of hosts, the mighty one of Israel, I will ease me of mine adversaries and avenge me of mine enemies, and I will turn my hand upon thee and purely purge away thy dross and take away all thy tin.
And dross, I believe it represents like it's like when you have a precious piece of metal, you know, it's supposed to shine. It's supposed to give off a shine. And I believe dross basically goes into like when that piece of metal no longer has its shine.
It's lost its luster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Lord said he's going to take away our dross. Meaning what? He's going to take away our our rust and things like that.
Imperfections.
Yeah, imperfection. Thank you, water. That's a perfect word.
Okay. Back in Isaiah, Isaiah 1, I'm going to read 24 again. Therefore said the Lord of hosts, the mighty one of Israel, I will ease me of mine adversaries and avenge me of mine enemies. I will turn my hand upon thee and purely purge away thy dross and take away all thy tin. I will restore thy judges as at the first, and thy counselors as at the beginning. Afterward thou shalt be called the city of righteousness, the faithful city, New Jerusalem. Man, that's it.
Hey, those judges that were at the first in the beginning were the Alahayim, man. Genesis 1:1. And when you read Zechariah 12:8, the Lord said that he's going to make the house of David as the Alahayim, as the angel of the Lord. So showing you what, the house of David, which is the 144,000, were that Alahayim that was there in the beginning. Those first fruits, okay? Those first fruits of the land, Yahushua. So Lord willing, we be of the house of David, we're being restored back to our rightful order. But it starts with the Lord giving us his wisdom, because it takes wisdom to be a judge over the earth, to be a judge under Yahushua. That's a heavy duty, a heavy task, and that's only given to a certain type of men, all right, men that have the first fruit spirits. You see?
I got one real quick. This is Isaiah 49:26. And I will feed them that oppress thee with their own flesh, and they shall be drunken with their own blood as with sweet wine. And all flesh shall be known that I, the Lord, am the Savior and the Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob. All right, God. So basically, man, the Most High is going to pretty much, for Yahushua when he gets back. All right, what he's gonna feed them with their own blood, meaning that he's gonna slay them, man. All right, and what the scripture say, the land cannot be cleansed by him that shed it, man. So that's what the Lord's coming to do, man, and through that, what it says that what it says that I, the Lord, am the Savior and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob, man. They should know that what the Lord has come to save what Israel, man. All right. First and foremost with the elect, and then the rest of the nation, the rest of the the 2/3 which are going to die on this side, man. All right.
Thank you, brother. You got it. 1 Corinthians 6:2. Do ye know not that the saints shall judge the world? And if the world should be judged by you, are ye unworthy to judge the smallest matters? Know ye not that we shall judge angels? How much more things that pertain to this life?
That's right, man. So, when we get into the kingdom, man, we're making these righteous decisions right now, man. All right, we're weighing the balance through what in scriptures, man. All right, we're looking at the wickedness of the earth and we're saying, is what they're doing according to the scriptures? All right, no, all right, and we're coming out here and we're preaching it, man. So what more whenever we get into the kingdom, man? All right, we what judge angels, which basically means going into giving them orders to do certain things, man. All right. So yeah, man, we're the as it says, we are the messengers of the Most High, man. All right. We're the judges of the earth, man, the judges of the universe, and that's how we're gonna govern the world by way of these words, man. It's gonna be known throughout. All right. What you got there?
I got a quote. Revelation 11:18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come in the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
Hey. And that pretty much sums up the times that we're living in right now. The Lord's getting ready to bring his wrath. He's getting ready to judge the dead of this world, which the dead representing what? Not talking about people that's actually buried in the ground, but instead it's talking about these spiritually dead people, these brain dead people, these people that don't know what the hell's going on. They're the ones that's going to be jacked up the most when the Lord starts to bring those scourges as a limit. And as it also went into the Lord at this very same time as well, the Lord's going to be rewarding his prophets, okay, those that stood stiffly for the name of Yahweh Ba'al Shai, okay, and destroy those that are destroying the planet Earth, which is primarily these Edomites and their rulership, this beast system, okay.
Revelation 11:19. And the temple of the Most High was open in heaven, and there was seen in this temple the ark of his testament, Yahweh Shai, because we know Yahweh Shai is the ark of the covenant. And there were lightnings and voices, and thunderings and an earthquake and great hail. And it goes into that in 2nd Ezra 13th chapter. Sparks, tempests, all right, thunders, lightnings, all right. The Lord shall threaten, who shall not be utterly beaten of power. So you're going to see what power that Yahweh Shai is coming back with, all right, that he was crucified for. You're going to see what was the result of him being that ultimate sacrifice for the nation of Israel. He's going to come back rewarded, and Lord willing, he's going to usher in our reward, man. When Yahweh Shai comes back and cracks those clouds, our reward is ushered in simultaneously. But we have a glimpse of that right now with the scriptures. All right, that's why we preach the good tidings to not give up hope, man. We almost at the end. Would you give up hope if you knew that you just had to push one more centimeter and you were at the end of this thing, man? But you gave up right before the real push came in? And that's what we're coming into right now, the time of Jacob's trouble, man. We haven't seen anything yet, man. We haven't seen heads rolling. You walk outside, your neighbors in an uproar, killing each other. You go to the local Walmart, Super One, and the price of bread is $300. A case of water is $1,000. What's that going to do to this society, man? That's going to weed out the good and the evil. Who's serving the Most High, and who is the Most High ultimately dealing with as well, man? We're going to see that. You got it, Amos.
Hey, so Lord willing, this camp is edified. We're already facing the east, so we want to give our praise and glory to
Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushua Ba'ashem Rakadash.
double honors to our apostles, our bishops, and our elders of Great Millstone who rule well, as well as ceasefire of the flock, and also peace and salutation to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, Kwam Yasha Allah,
Kwam Yasha Allah.
Bob,
Bob,
to next time, shalom.
Shalom, Akim.